Bob, Law Self-Defense Platinum member. Bob says, I know you don't specialize in gun law, and I don't, but I'd like to call on your experience in carrying a pistol when traveling cross country. I'm traveling from New York to Kansas City to Texas and then back. I have New York, Florida, and Utah concealed carry. So I'm covered for all but Illinois. Concealedcarry.com says, I'm okay if I stay in the car in Illinois. Do you have any advice? Frankly, being an upstate New Yorker, I'm gun shy. Yeah, I can tell you're an upstate New Yorker because you say you have a New York concealed carry permit. That's about the only place you can get one of those is in upstate New York. So again, my expertise is not gun law. I'm a gun owner. I travel with guns. I like to have a number of concealed carry permits from different states to maximize my reciprocity. I would hope never to have to count on those. Folks, I had someone rear-end me in Florida one time, 20 years ago, while I was visiting the state. I had a non-resident Florida concealed carry permit. I had my gun on me. And the person who rear-ended me would not exchange insurance information with me. And I was in a rental car. So I had to call the local sheriff's office to have them send a deputy out to compel this guy to exchange information, which they ultimately did. In fact, and then they wrote him a ticket because his vehicle was out of sorts in terms of registry information. But when the cop showed up, I informed him that I had a concealed carry firearm and a permit, and he asked to see the permit. And I showed him, this is the Florida sheriff's deputy. I showed him my Florida non-resident concealed carry permit, and he'd never seen one before. So don't assume that the law enforcement officers will actually know this stuff or know whether or not it's legal or not. They may very well not know. So the best idea is not to have to interact with law enforcement. My understanding of federal law for transporting guns is that if they're unloaded, separate from the ammo, locked in a box of some kind, and they're not immediately accessible from the passenger compartment, you're legal to transport them through any state under federal law. I can tell you that I've known of cases where people are doing this through like New Jersey, and they get pulled over on the New Jersey Turnpike, and somehow the cops discover there's a gun in the car, and they get arrested anyway. And the cops say, well, go argue it in court. It'll be federal court. I mean, it's crazy. So again, the best idea is not to have any interaction. I would, if you can help it, I would absolutely not stop in those hostile states for any reason. I mean, make sure you're gassed up, make sure you've peed, you have some, whatever you need to get through the state without stopping, because that can be one of the sticking points. States like New Jersey, Illinois, they'll say, well, you know, the federal law would have covered you if you just had continued through the state, but the moment you stop, it doesn't apply. I don't believe that's true, but they can make that claim and cause you all kinds of legal trouble.